My name is Gary Foster. I'm a managing consultant in Scott Wilson's business consultancy group. And Scott Wilson is a design, engineering and environmental consultancy worldwide. So we've got about 6,000 people, but the sustainability in business is part of what we do. Yes, that's right. Yeah, we've got about 80 offices worldwide, and I spend most of my time working here, but I do some work in China and Southeast Asia. Well, I first heard of PLATO Sustain when I was approached by somebody from Business Link. As it happened, I'd approached them some time ago, a couple of years ago, asking to join some peer-to-peer group on sustainability, but there wasn't anything at the time. They told me that PLATO Sustain was starting and they needed a group facilitator, so of course I jumped at the opportunity. Well, I've always had a personal interest in sustainability in business, and just talking to the organizer about the group, it was a sustained program, and it was very clear to me that over a period of time I could really upgrade my skills on a personal basis, and also help other businesses who are trying to move their own business forward in this particular area as well. So it's a great learning opportunity. It is getting better and better. It's a bit of forming, storming, norming, performing, the old management consultancy adage. We've come together, the group is gradually moving forward, they're getting to know each other, we're covering new work, and that we have a structure in terms of the way we're greening, helping businesses green themselves up internally, and then look to see how they can capitalise on that, and also consider the opportunity for new products and services to the market, basically. So increasing sales and making cost savings and generally helping their bottom line and improving their brand. So we have a process, but that, my feeling is it's definitely building and getting better and better. So we've made a good start. Well, overall, Scott Wilson has at its very heart, its values, sustainability, a bit like the letters running through a stick of rock. In everything that we do, sustainability is an aspiration to have that manifest in everything that we do. So it's there in our values. So it's consistent with the values. We are also keen to help businesses in the North Hampshire and Basingstoke area, because we're a leading part of the business community here. We're one of the largest employers in Basingstoke and North Hampshire. So it's our way of giving back to the business, and we just thought it's a great programme to support. I see the participants in PLATO Sustain gaining clarity on why they should be involved with the sustainable business agenda, an understanding of what they should be doing, predominantly from each other, and also with the interaction with various experts. And also confidence in the way that they should be moving forward, essentially. There's this group dynamic which is very, very helpful and means that they're part of a process over a sustained period which will enable success. How do I feel the first 6 months have gone? Well, we've made a good start. The group's come together, we've got clear what people's aspirations are. We've covered some of the basics, the foundations of what needs to happen in order to move forward with sustainability in business. So looking at internal benchmarking, data analysis, as well as getting clear on a vision of where the group and participants in the group would like to go. And then that process will build in terms of exploring marketing, strategy, innovation, and other aspects of driving through the business's presence and results in the marketplace. Yes, it's a very positive thing to be part of the PLATO Sustain process. It's very good for our brand. It's something that we can, as a consultancy, we certainly like to put in our tenders for new work, all the type of projects which have sustainability in them, just to demonstrate our track record, essentially. So it helps us as a track record. And generally, there is a conversation out in the marketplace about this PLATO Sustain program. So it's just very, very positive to be associated with it. So there are brand benefits, and equally, lots of insight and learning, because we ourselves are going through the same sustainability transformation process. We're trying to lead by example, and we pick up insights, tips on doing things, information, swapping experience with the participants ourselves too. So benefits in terms of brand and awareness, but benefits in terms of knowing what to do ourselves as well. I have really benefited from the PLATO Sustain process. Firstly, it's understanding businesses, and I have got an aspiration. I work in a large business. It's great to see how small and medium-sized businesses respond, react. They're very dynamic. One can learn a lot from doing business successfully from these business leaders. It's great to be associated with some leading thinkers in the small, medium-sized business community. Generally about interacting as a facilitator in terms of how to work as a facilitator, how to work with the group, how to bring the most out of a group. So that's very helpful on a personal basis and from the professional work that we do. And also technically, and I'm very keen to broaden my knowledge of resource efficiency, eco-transformation in business, if you like, and also deepen it. So as well as covering a range of different subjects, it's also getting some more concentrated insight, wisdom, knowledge on some specific areas, be it in energy management or procurement or innovation. These kind of areas are all being touched on in the programme. If I could explain PLATO Sustain in 3 words, the first would be pioneering. The issues that the businesses are covering, sustainable business, transforming their business, looking at new innovations technically, but also in terms of the processes in their business, all very much pioneering on an individual basis. But also the way that PLATO Sustain is working collaboratively, moving best practice amongst a community of maybe 120, 150 small, medium-sized businesses. There's definitely pioneering activity taking place increasingly as we get through the programme. Secondly, collaborative. Bringing everyone together, many minds make light work, and certainly sharing information amongst the businesses, not only within our group, but also amongst the 9 other groups around the South East region. When we get together on a regional basis 2 or 3 times a year, those are great events for networking and giving people confidence that they're in it together, a bit like a sort of Weight Watchers effect. So collaborative is certainly there. And finally, rewarding. PLATO Sustain is rewarding for everyone involved. It's rewarding for the participants because they're making a difference to their business, increasing sales ultimately and driving their costs down and improving their brand. It's rewarding for the group facilitators because they really get something out of facilitating the group, interacting with the group, and basically widening their knowledge base, deepening their knowledge base, and learning how to make a difference. And it's also rewarding for the large companies who are sponsoring their facilitators throughout the programme and hosting these various sessions, because the learnings that we get from the programme are being spread through our organisation, and there are great brand benefits of being associated with such a positive programme that makes such a great difference. I have absolutely no hesitation in recommending this programme to other large companies to sponsor it. I mean, my message is get involved. There's a lot to be gained for the company in terms of the satisfaction that your managers or the people from your company interacting with the program will get, for sure. But also there are lots of brand benefits. I mean, I've seen articles in the press with PLATO Sustain on mentioning my company, Scott Wilson, and equally that there's a general conversation building and building about this process. I mean, it's been shown that peer-to-peer learning is one of the most successful ways of generating change, and it's great to be to have your company associated with a program which is at the heart of that. So yes, no hesitation. You could probably get that I'm quite an enthusiast about PLATO Sustain.